Umpire Shepherd standing there as cool as a cucumber. I'm not sure about John Wright, the acting captain. He's trying to get the field exactly right. He's got tons of time to do it in. Wasamackram's on strike, he's won. Jarvis at the other end's on 50. Great finish to a great final, David.
It's all building up tremendously here, and no one's going to worry about taking their time. John Wright is still placing the field, and he's going to make sure he gets it absolutely right. Certainly sudden death here at Eden Park, and there's no way John Wright's going to make a mistake just by rushing things.
The pressure's really on the bowler, Danny Morrison. He's been quite expensive, Danny Morrison. He's a quickish bowler, no wicket for 40 off 7. 35 runs required, 30 balls to be bowled. The crowd all sitting on the edge of their seats. Full house at Eden Park, around about 40,000. Morrison bowler. Pushes it. Jarvis a bit slow, doesn't pick it up for once. Harris doesn't pick up. He's been brilliant at cover this time. Doesn't pick up the half volley. There's been a lot of run-outs in the World Cup. They are so important in the final overs.
Well, there you are. Normally speaking, you might just have a theory saying that the side with the most run-outs might be the side at the top of the table. Obviously, Australia have been knocked out already, but England they're in there. South Africa in there. Pakistan, well, they've done it the hard way. They've not run people out. They won their matches with a combination of batting and bowling and the fielding. Well, they've just taken what's come. But certainly fielding in the World Cup has been a major part of it. It's always a question that the fielding side, especially in these closing overs, must keep their head. Must keep a cool head and just back themselves to win.
And New Zealand was favourites in this match, particularly when they made the 262 for 7 off 50 overs. They batted beautifully. Crowe, a magnificent 91. Great support from Rutherford with 50, but now the great performer, Javed Miandad. He's as cool as a cucumber at across. He's been there a fair while for his 50. He's been the anchor for Pakistan. Inzamam al-Haq, a magnificent 60. Imran and Ramiz Raja, 44 apiece. 29 balls remaining. Javed chips it to mid-on, just the single. You can see Wasamackram, he'll certainly go for it. He's such an excitable cricketer with the ball, Wasamackram. He's flat out with the ball. There's Javed giving instructions. Find the gaps, take your time. Javed 51 off 63 balls faced, a strike rate of 81. At the other end, Wasamackram, he's an excitable cricketer. Big hitter, short boundaries, 50 metres, 60 metre boundaries here at Eden Park. A lot of sixes have been hit in this match already. And it's Danny Morrison going around the wicket for Wasamackram. Harris for cover, no run. It's a dot ball. Whistle to the crowd.
Well, every dot ball counts. It's the reverse of every run counting. Martin Crowe can do nothing about it. He's watching from the bottom of the stand there. Powerless to control what goes out on the field. That's in the hands of John Wright. Already Martin Crowe's done a lot this competition, and 91 again today. Set his side on the way to a big, big total. It's a horrible feeling. And John Wright there, he's the man who knows what to do. He's been through this before, but not in a World Cup semi-final.
Well, runs are on the board, aren't they, for New Zealand, so they're still favourites, but one feels that Wasamackram's very toey on. It's like their stump vision. You see Danny Morrison coming in around the wicket to the left-hander. Full toss, he beats it, they go all the way, that's 4. That's what Pakistan wanted. It was a full pitch. Wasamackram near to the crease, got back to ball.
Well, John Wright knows that Wasamackram is very strong over long on, and he's not got a man on the cover boundary, so Akram giving himself room, and he's found the gap. It's perfect placement, just what Pakistan and Akram needed at this stage. Morrison just straying in length there, a little bit too full and giving the batsman room to hit.
Imagine how the ball feels in John Morrison's hands. He's been very expensive in front of his home crowd. Danny Morrison, John Morrison is commentating in the commentary box next door. It's all happening. It's got to be wide and it's cold. Morrison pushes it down the leg side. Umpire Shepherd has had a great series. Calls wide.
David Shepherd very confident in this call here, and indeed Danny Morrison straying down the leg side this time. There's a lot of pressure out there for these boys. And you're definitely under the spotlight. You've got 40,000 of your home crowd here watching you bowl. You've got many more watching on television. You've got your first chance ever of a World Cup final looming at the end of the match. That is pressure.
That was the first wide bowled by New Zealand in the innings. It's going to bowl quite tidily. He's hit that down the mid-off. There's a sweeper. Latham just the single. Pakistan are doing enough here. They're certainly batting with a lot of confidence. Javed Miandad, the master batsman, tactician, controlling things in the centre. Getting great support from Wasamackram. Inzamam al-Haq, what a gem of a knock that was.
Inzamam played like a man who'd been playing World Cup cricket semi-finals all his life. He came in when the situation was looking bleak for Pakistan. But he timed the ball, he controlled the ball, he kept his head. And it was only brilliant fielding from Chris Harris that eventually ran him out. And that was a perfect innings at a perfect time for Pakistan.
Javed just pushes the last ball over the mid-wicket, no run. It's 5 for 236.
Well, it looks as though Martin Crowe's enjoying himself there. A little bit of a nervous smile, I think, Simon.
Yes, I think he realises that if he had been on the field, maybe things might have been a little different. He might have been able to control the happenings on the field, but off the field, you really can't do much.
Well, that's it. 4 overs to be bowled. 5 wickets in hand, and run rate still 6.75 per over.
Well, if you were the batting captain now, you'd fancy your chances. And with someone like Javed Miandad there, who's mega experienced in this sort of problem, you'd say you'd have to back your side. But Imran Khan now be just hoping that these two batsmen keep their head. Wasim Akram, who's partnering Javed Miandad, he's a potentially lethal striker of cricket ball. Hasn't been in great form during this World Cup, so he'll be feeling the pressure just as much as all the other players out there on the field.
I'd say everybody here at Eden Park's under pressure at the moment. It's a magnificent semi-final. It's a quality match. It's Watson. Gets a leading edge and it beats cover point. They're through for 1. Wasim Akram's quick. He's coming back for the second. He's very fast. Here's the throw. He's home.
Racing down the track there, Wasim Akram. He didn't even bother looking when he turned there, Akram. He just went for 2. He got to the far end, turned on a sixpence and came sprinting back again. The Pakistani supporters make as much noise as they can. They're outnumbered here today at Eden Park, not surprisingly, but they'll be just as noisy.
Watson around the wicket. His charge. He bowled in. Oh, a valuable wicket for New Zealand. Wasim Akram clean bowled for 9. It's 5 for 238.
Well, if anyone's kept the cool head, it's Willie Watson there. He's kept the ball up, he's kept it straight, he's defeated Wasim Akram's belligerent intent. Akram down the wicket, looking to hit the ball over the top, but a perfect line and length from Willie Watson. Cramps him up and it's come off the toe, off the pad, onto the leg stump, and Pakistan's hopes dealt another blow there. Akram out for 9, Pakistan now 238 and 6 wickets down.
For grabs. It was a vital wicket by Watson. He's remained cool. He's only a putter. Willie Watson. He's a good, genuine seamer. He's kicking the ball up. He's knocked over Wasim Akram for 9. It's 6 for 238 now. Only 4 wickets in hand for Pakistan. Admittedly, Jarvis at the other end, but the run rate required 6.81 per over.
Well, the run rate was up to around about 8 and over at one stage, needed by Pakistan, so they've certainly dragged it back from that. And there isn't much margin for error left now. Miandad, of course, the man in charge of the Pakistan innings. He's got to dominate from now on.
It's Mohan Khan, the wicketkeeper, coming out. John Wright. He's hard to be pounding away, the acting captain. It was a vital wicket because Wasim Akram was all firepower for Pakistan, so the big guns are gone as far as hitting is concerned. Has to be placement now for Pakistan. No run, man's very short. Backward point, that's right himself. About 10 metres from the bat, so there's 4 men inside the circle, 3 very close. And that was Wasim Akram's fate there. He's trying to hit over the infield. Watson saw him coming, angled the ball into the leg stump, it ricocheted into the stumps. It's a great wicket for New Zealand. This time he beats him. It's a single. Javed on strike.
There's certainly plenty of atmosphere here at Eden Park this afternoon. It's a capacity crowd, and still no one knows what the result of this match is going to be. It could still go either way.
Well, runs on the board. One gets the feeling now if they could pick up Javed, New Zealand, they could win this match. And there's Wright taking his time. He's going down to talk to Willie Watson, slowing the game down. It's John Wright taking his time, not panicking at all. New batsman Mohan Khan having a word to Javed Miandad in the centre of the pitch.
That's actually very good thinking by John Wright. When the tensions mount, when the players get too tense out on the field, it's just quite a good idea just to slow it down, just to talk to a few people, reorganise the field a bit. And it's exactly the same for the batsman. Javed out there, he's walking slowly around the place, looking cool, calm and collected. He's had another chat with his latest partner, Mohan Khan. Even Martin Crowe on the boundaries pretending to be relaxed, but I bet you he isn't.
He's the 3rd man brought up inside the circle, the mid-wicket going out, so there's 3 on the fence on the onside. Fine leg, square leg, deep mid-wicket. They're hidden amongst the security men on the fence on the onside, and it's Javed Miandad on strike. Drive straight, there's a man at long on, Mohan Khan through quickly for the first, that's all. So the run rate ticking up, they really need a boundary here, Pakistan, they want to leave it 2-8.
Well, yes, any boundaries would be welcome. Obviously, with the run rate required being over 6 and over 1 a ball, then you do need 1 or 2 extra blows to count. There's always going to be a dot ball somewhere, so a little boundary now will just raise Pakistan's hopes again. But still, 23 runs needed from 19 balls.
Mohan Khan on strike. Only the Winston and Al-Haq has thrown the game wide open here. They were coasting Pakistan, but the run flow has stopped. It's almost a trickle now. Bad ball, that's 4. That's what they needed. Watson bowling a rare bad ball, and Mohan Khan sweeping it past the fine leg inside the circle. It's gone all the way for 4. The over is bowled at 6 for 244.
Who's your money on Sunil?
Oh, well, Javed Miandar is still at the crease. I still fancy Pakistan to do it against India in Sharjah. He hit a 6 off the last ball of the match to win an incredible wicket.